In today's episode of the Full Potential Parenting Show, we're going to discuss some easy ways that you can help your child discharge energies that they may have picked up that aren't theirs, and how they can, I don't want to use the word protect, but keep their energetic boundaries a little bit stronger in this time. So stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Full Potential Parenting Podcast. I am Allison Morris, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the energies that are floating around out there right now. It's a pretty intense time for everyone, but I think especially for our kids, who I believe are more energetically sensitive than many of us are as adults. And so you might think of them as empathic, you might think of them as highly sensitive people, you might think of them as being just sensitive. However you tend to think of it, though, I believe personally that most of our children are picking up on a lot of energies that don't belong to them. And then they're feeling them, though, and they don't know what to do with that tension, the fear, the anxiety, and then, of course, they act out on it themselves, not realizing that maybe the emotions that they're feeling or the sensations even in their bodies are not due to anything going on in their actual environment, but they're just picking it up from the ethers, so to speak. So what can we do about this? And whether you believe that's true or not, the exercises I'm going to show you are simple enough to do that it might be worth giving it a try anyway with you. You can do them too, of course, and with your kiddos, and see if it makes any difference. And if not, no problem. And if it does, wow, wouldn't that be awesome? So I want to start first with just a couple things that you can do to help your kids get rid of anything that is not theirs. And the first one is simply to state an intention to do so, which may sound too simple to be true or good, but I believe our intentions are much more powerful than we realize. And really all we're doing in this case, and you can help your kids do this, and depending on their age, they may or may not be interested in doing this, is simply to state, I now release these energies that aren't mine. Simple as that. Another simple technique, and this can be modified depending on your particular belief system, is simply to ask for assistance from some higher power in removing the energies that don't belong to you and returning them either to light, to source, to God. And you can do this in a number of ways, and you could modify this depending on how old your children are. So you can simply ask for help. You can ask God, you can ask Jesus, you can ask Mother Mary, you can ask Archangel Michael or Gabriel or Metatron. You can ask your own angels, your personal angels for help. You can, ask whomever, Isis, Goddess Kali, Ganesha, right, the remover of obstacles, whomever you sort of are tuned to or feel drawn to the most, ask that being to help you release these energies that don't belong to you, so that you can manage your own energies yourself. And if you can have a visualization that goes along with that. Maybe I've heard people talk about having Archangel Michael is often depicted, right, with a sword of light and a big shield, and have him hold his shield out in front of you, and you can see yourself placing the energies that aren't yours on top of them, or placing them in a box. You can visualize there being, this might work for younger kids too, like almost a big vacuum cleaner, just sucking all the energies out of you that don't belong to you. That one can be kind of fun. You can imagine them just leaving your body, right? Just bubbling out, just seeing that again. This could work well with younger kids. Just almost like little little bubbles popping out of your body and drifting up and out into back to the sun. That can be kind of a fun one for younger kids. The another nice way to do this is simply to go stand on the ground. I'm going to cover grounding in another episode here. Actually, I think it's probably going to be the next episode, but go just stand on the earth and ask the earth to absorb all the energies, either that are no longer you, that aren't yours, or that you no longer need. Maybe you don't need to hold on to anything anymore. Just ask for the earth's support in absorbing those energies. Another exercise that you can do to sort of shed energies that aren't yours is if you take your two hands together and you rub them together and sort of shake them off. I usually do this standing, but what you do is take one hand, cross it over to the opposite shoulder, kind of hang it on so it's, your fingers are on the back of your shoulder, and you're going to do a diagonal motion, wipe across your chest, down to the opposite hip, and shake that off. And maybe do that 3 times, and then do it on the other side. Diagonal motion, like a seatbelt. And one more time, shake that off. And that can also be a nice way to just sort of clean yourself out. And again, your kids can do that as well. Or you could do that for them if they'll let you. Always the key, right? Then, of course, the question becomes, are there ways that we can keep ourselves from picking up on sort of the collective angst in the world, the collective fear or grief or loneliness or whatever it is that's kind of circulating right now. And there are a couple ways that you can do this. This isn't so much about shielding or protecting. I know I use that word so much as it is how do I want to describe this? It's sort of having energetic clarity, energetic coherence, almost like energetic mastery, right? So that you are in control of what you take on. But you're always allowing the good things to come through. So you're not keeping things out that you would otherwise want to experience. One, and this is a technique that comes from Shelley Young, is something called the seed of light technique, where you can do this for yourself, and then you can teach this to your kids, or you can do this for them. You can imagine this, right? We're just using our imaginations here. Again, very, very powerful. So you can kind of close your eyes and come into the centermost part of your being, and imagine a golden spark of light. And imagine that light expanding throughout your entire body, filling every single cell of your body. And then imagine that it expands out beyond your body on every side, front, back, top, bottom, below your feet, on every side, in a giant sort of circle of golden light. Some people think about putting up a sort of a bubble. That might work too, but again, it's sort of filled with this golden light. And then again, you just sort of intend that is going to remain in place around you. You might do this first thing when you get out of bed in the morning. And that it will allow you to go through your life, go through your day with all the sort of energies, again, that don't belong to you, that may really are other people's anxiety or whatever, just don't penetrate through, and I don't really want to call it a shield, but through your energy field, so that it stays out there and you're not taking it in unnecessarily. The other thing that you can do, this one comes from Donna Eden's energy medicine program, is something called the zip up, where again, you're going to take both hands, and this is essentially you're tracing the meridian that runs from your pubic bone up this central part of your body, and it ends at the bottom of your lower lip, right? This is a tapping point that we use as well in EFT tapping. So you take both hands, usually do this standing, but take it from your pubic bone all the way up your body, and then keep your arms going up and around. You can do that 3 times, up your pubic bone to your lower lip, arms around. One more time, draw your arms straight, just up the central of your body, up and around. And then the 4th time, when you get to the lower lip, you can actually lock it. And you've got the key. You have the key. And but for, again, younger kids, that can be kind of fun, right? Because then they have the key to do this. I've seen Donna Eden do demonstrations of this technique, and it is kind of remarkable, actually, the difference that it can make in what people are, how their energy systems are susceptible or not. Then after they've done the zip up, they are much stronger energetically. And so that one can be a really helpful one to do. And again, you can do that every single morning if you like. So those are just a few ideas. Don't discount the possibility, I guess in some, that both you and your children, but especially your children, are picking up on a lot of collective anxiety and fear at the moment, but probably always. And consider introducing some easy techniques to them that I've just outlined that can help them both shed some of the stuff that isn't theirs, and then also give them a little bit of, again, energetic, putting their energetic boundaries in place so that they have, I guess, a bit more energetic integrity. That's the word I think I was searching for earlier. So that they are not so susceptible to taking on energies that don't belong to them. And I think it should help keep things a little bit more even keel. And, if it doesn't work, hey, you haven't spent much time on it, have you? So, but I believe that these exercises actually can be very powerful. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you'll join me for another episode soon. And as always, if you're looking for more support, head on over to parentingmasterclass.com and you can pick up a free masterclass there. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.